This is awesome. I'm super, super, super excited to have Hayley joining us for our client spotlight interview today. And Hayley, just before I dive in and start asking away, can you just let us know who you are, maybe what you specialize in, where you're from, all that good stuff?
So, my name's Hayley. I've been in real estate for about 7 years. Prior to that, my background was nursing. So, definitely not in the field of marketing, advertising, selling. That was not something that I was comfortable with. I ended up partnering with somebody. So, it was kind of easy for me in the very beginning because she was a little bit established. So, I kind of just fell under her wing. A lot of our leads at the time were just organic leads. We come from a small town, so we didn't really have anything such as like Muscula or any other platforms to help us out. Long story short, I decided to venture off on my own and go into another brokerage that is outside of my community. And so now I'm unknown. So now I'm starting from scratch. So now I'm panicking and I'm thinking, how am I going to get these leads? And I came across the Muscula one day through social media, and I just thought, oh, should I just try this? I mean, I know you have to put money into a business in order to get something out. It's not that business is just going to come to you. You do have to work hard and you have to work for it and you have to try different angles. And so that's when I joined the Muscula, not saying that I wasn't apprehensive at all, because I absolutely was. I was thinking maybe this is going to be a scam. Probably what people think when they see our ads. Is this a scam? What's this all about? So same feeling even going into Muscula. Even when I had my first interview, I was thinking, well, this fellow seems nice. Oh, now he's asking for my credit card. Shoot, I never even really looked online about this too much. And now I'm just going to send him all this money. Anyway, it's turned out wonderful. And yeah, I've been getting lots of leads. It's been working out really well. And of course, I have Karen, who has helped me through the throes of anxiety and wanting to pull the plug when, I'm getting too many leads, which is not a bad thing to have, but I just didn't know what to do with it. I felt like maybe I was promising them something I couldn't give them. And I had to change. Like I said, my background is nursing. It's not marketing. And so it's learning a new tool in life. And this has been teaching me that.
I love that. And I want to say, parenthesis here, you were into nursing before real estate. And while some people might think it doesn't really connect too much, I personally see how nursing, it's a lot about caring about people, right? And providing what they need, fulfilling their needs. And in real estate, it is also a wonderful thing to care about people, to help them with their needs. And so I find that beautiful connection. I don't know if you had ever.
I do. Once I'm in there and I'm talking with the person, but the gaining of leads is a lot different. So I already have a patient. That patient's been given to me. Now I'm working to find a client. It's not like the client's calling me. So there's a difference in that. And I think that's where it's hard to be like, "Ooh, am I being pushy?" Or, when really we're out there to help and give them some information and help them with the decision making. It's hard not to feel pushy. And so so you have actually helped train me to think differently on that. And then that has helped, because otherwise I get this block. I've got this fear. I don't want to call them. I feel like a salesy person, and some people will even put, not very nice comments out there with those ads. And so I just have to learn not to take it to heart. And I just hide the message so no one else can see it and just carry on. Because out of those, say, handful of people that say not very nice things, then I'm getting a handful of people that are saying lovely things. So, you're not always going to get all the nice people on your advertisements. You're not going to attract always the best people, but, you just have to go through and realize that that's okay.
Yeah. And so since I do have a few different questions for you, I just want to break down what you said at the beginning. So basically, before you dived into Muscula, you were all of your leads in a kind of organic referral, or how was it exactly?
More organic. They just knew us. We were in town, but I switched towns now. So now I'm in a new town where nobody knows me. Mm-hmm. So at first I was like, just handing out little Christmas ornaments to all my past clients. That's what I did. I, went around town. My community is only about 8,000 people, so I can easy drive around town, hand out those little things, then just doing social media posts. But the social media posts are only reaching the amount of friends that you have. So I needed a greater platform to be reaching and, trying to think of what I could do. And this was kind of what came up through my feed. And then I thought, I'm going to try it. It's worth a shot. I got to try it. And so within the first week, I was very lucky because I had tons of leads pouring in, so much so that I actually asked them to turn off the advertisement because it was giving me anxiety and I couldn't follow up with all of them. Plus, I was heading out for a vacation and I didn't even know what to do with it. So step back again. We revisited, we launched the campaign again. And right away that day, one of the leads that reached out wanted an in-person appointment, fishing lodge, and he's listing with me in the spring, just like that.
That's
just
amazing.
like that. So that was really exciting. And then, as time goes on, then I felt like, I'm getting a lot of leads that are just really just not wanting to sell their house. They have no interest. And then, a couple days later, then I'd get another lead that was like, actually, I want to sell my house plus my mother's house. This is so nice talking to you. I wasn't even sure who I was going to use. This is perfect. You've got the ball in motion. Please call me in 2 weeks. I really want to list these properties. And so I've gotten a few of those that I've met with in person. And I feel like in my area, the ones that I'm really connecting with are the ones that are, older, retiring, that want that face-to-face. Right. Not the younger generational leads as much that I'm getting, but I have had a couple where they're like, yeah, we've been flipping some homes in the city and we'll be back in a few weeks. I'd love for you to come by because we're getting ready to sell them. So it has targeted quite a few people. So I'm shocked because I was ready to think I need to quit because part of it was like, this isn't working. This is not working. This is just lots of people just wanting me to give a free appraisal, or they're confused by the ad and then they say, I'm not interested. And it was messing with me a little bit. So I just didn't know how to deal with it. But then Karen talked me off the ledge and just, no, I just want you to continue. Just don't panic about it so much. Answer what you can. Take an hour of your time. Pick up the phone. The next one, just keep going to the next one. There's going to be one. And I think it was what you said, like only 10% of all these leads actually are going to come into something. And then I thought, well, I wouldn't even have got that first one had I not done this program. There's no way. And then the next two, I wouldn't have got those either. So those are 3 for sure that I'm listing within the next 2 weeks. So
that's mind blowing, Hayley. Like I told you before this, I was super excited to hop on just because we went live. Was it like January, like first week? January. It's now almost the end of February, and you already have 3 listings that are coming up, which is
for sure.
Do you have like an idea of even what price points you're looking at, what you're looking at making within these?
Well, one's over $1 million that they'll be listing because it's a fishing lodge. And then the other 2, I'd say one is going to be around, $450. The other one's going to be around $320. And then I have 2, what was the other 2? Possibly coming in. Again, those are the mid 5, 6s. So all like decent homes. And then I've got another appraisal that he wants a phone call tonight at 6:00, which is on a nice street in Kitimat. So, which is a town that I am from. So I'm still getting some leads in my present town, and then some that is just about 40 minutes away, 30 minutes away outside. Right. So I feel like without this, I definitely would not be generating as much as what's going on. And even if some of them don't play out this year, I've had opportunity to go into their homes, speak with them, meet them. And so it's like planting the seeds for future business even. It's not just immediate, but it's going to be possibly, this is going to help me in the future, some of these leads that I'm talking to right now. So that's exciting.
It is exciting. And that I personally love, Hayley, and that I share with anyone I get the chance to work with. It's like, look at it this way. Yes, let's talk about any deals maybe that are sooner to come. Beautiful. But you're also building the whole pipeline. You're building your business for now and for later.
Yes.
So it all kind of is stacking up. And most agents, well, I work with a lot of agents that are looking at 2.5% commission, others 3%, others 4, 6. For you, just like a quick idea on everything you already mentioned, like what is it for you?
We're usually so in our community because we can't represent both the buyer and the seller. So if I list a property and I even bring in a buyer that's interested, I have to refer that agent to somebody else. So generally speaking, it's usually 3% across the board.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. You're already looking ROI positive after these. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, my thing was okay, if after the 6 months is up with Muscula, if I have paid and made, I'm going to continue. And, so far it's projecting that way. So, yeah, I'm excited. And obviously I'm never going to want to let this go if this is what it's generating for me. Because so far it's been positive. Plus it's teaching me skills and building confidence and how to speak a little bit more clearer instead of like, apologizing or almost feeling like, yeah, having more confidence, definitely. And then just with the training that comes along with it too, there's just a lot to offer. So it's not just a simple ad that's just thrown out there and then that's it. There's just so much more to this than that. So you don't feel alone, like you've got that person backing you up. And my person is Karen. So, she's like, Hayley, you got this. I promise. No, we're keeping the ads going. And I was like, it's not what I wanted to hear. I wanted a break. I was feeling really anxious. And then I just like, no, I got to listen to her. I just got to listen to her and I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to make those calls and I'm just going to do it. And I did it. And, the first call that I made wasn't a good one. It was more of a not interested hang up. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I tried again. And then the next one was good. So then I just learned, okay, well, there's going to be some people out there that are like that. And then you're going to win some too. And they're going to want to talk to you on the phone and they're going to be excited. One lady said to me, it's just so nice to see somebody looking for work, not expecting work to come to your door. I really respect that and looking to list some properties in the spring. And I will definitely reach out to you. You don't see that anymore. People think that they just sit back and work just comes to them. I like your work ethic. And I was like, ooh, that's nice to hear. So,
I love it.
those are the kind of people I want to work with anyway. So
I don't think we had actually talked about that. So I love
no, that just happened. Yeah.
Well, look, we talked about quite a bit actually, but I do want to ask you one thing, which you kind of touched already, but think about this. When you hopped on to Mescula, the day you hopped on, we started onboarding up to now, up to today, February 20th. What the overall process experience been like? The team, you already talked about this lovely, I think you said her name was Karen. I'm just kidding. No,
Yeah,
but
Karen.
and the onboarding process, what has it been transparently?
Well, for me, I think I just felt in the very beginning, I felt kind of alone because I had ventured off on my own, no longer in a team. So this made me feel like I had a team again a little bit, just by jumping in on the webinars or, the live calls and like, okay, like I'm not alone in this world of real estate. So that was a nice feeling. Just to have that support and know. And then what else have I felt? Well, at first I was apprehensive, like I had said. It was scary. It's still a little uncomfortable for me to make the phone calls. I have to say, I prefer the ones that have set the time or have engaged, and then I don't feel so bad to make the call. But the ones that haven't engaged at all, those ones I'm like, oh, do I have to call them? And then I'll do a couple. I still haven't done them all. So I'm working on that still.
Things coming up, but okay.
But I I still have that apprehension that I'm working on, but that's a block that, I have to just work through myself. But I think it would help me. I just haven't had time. But every time I do listen to those calls, like, the one with Barry on how to speak and how to be, like I've got his book. I just haven't had time to read it. But when I did read a little bit of it, it resonates with you and it gives you that confidence again. So I think it's really important to be on these webinars that you guys are providing and make time for them. I need to make more time for them. But yes, I did find that when I have been on those definitely help me as well.
Yeah. And I know this is like I don't know, self-responded. Like they're, I don't know, this question is pretty like, but the thing is, now that we've been working together some time, what do you feel like having consistent lead flow coming in, like you've seen, will allow you to do in the future with your business? I don't know.
Well, we had spoke about it last week about having that, and I think it will. Well, I think it'll be a positive for my business for sure. Because I realize how many people are reaching out, and even just making not just making
Connections, is it?
connections with people, talking with them, and then they're like, oh, I really enjoyed that conversation with Hayley, and then they're going to remember you, down the road possibly. So a lot of it, like I go over there, I'm doing an appraisal for some people, or we just chat on the phone, but they're going to remember me, and maybe down the road they're going to recommend me to a friend or whoever. So I don't know. I think they're important for sure. And it keeps me up to date on who I need to contact as well and not forget about them. So I'm able to look through my lists of my past history and maybe reach out and see, and just having that constant communication, you're going to be able to keep that person in your corner, and they're not going to, run off and list with somebody else, hopefully, if you do make a connection.
As we like to say here at Mescula, follow up, follow up, follow up.
Yeah, it is important, right? So I'm getting to the point now that, okay, I should probably start following up here soon with a few other things. And I've got them, marked on my calendar as reminders, just to touch base, just to say, hey, go back at your notes and say, oh yeah, he said he was coming back in a couple of weeks. Well, I'm just going to call. Just, are you back yet? I'd still really love to see your property.
You've also been doing a great job with that, like finding your way around the system. I mean, we've been working on it, so I think it's good. It's only going to improve as well. And this is a simple question, okay? Well, I think it is. So, out of everything you've brought up, your whole experience and what you've seen that Muscula provides, or that we provide, it's like, what would you say is your favorite thing from the program itself overall?
My favorite from the program is having a coach like you, 100%, because I think if I didn't have that portion of it, I actually know I would have shut off the advertisement at one point. So I think that you have been the one to keep me afloat and open my eyes to more things, and just not be so closed-minded, and just give me the confidence to try things, because I can lack that. No, not everybody will be like me. Maybe that's not what they need, but that's what I needed. So for me, would be having the coaching calls with you for sure.
That's
Because
beautiful.
there was one week I was like, oh my God, thank God I get to talk to Karen tomorrow. I need to talk to Karen.
That was beautiful and actually kind of broke me a bit. So thank you. And it definitely
It's
makes
true, right? It's true. Like you need that boot. And when you're not getting leads or things are happening, you start to like question or get down on yourself, especially like if you've worked in the business and you've done so well, which I was doing so well. And now all of a sudden I'm on my own. I left at a very bad time when market is slow. It's kind of starting over again. That lack of confidence was definitely there. And it's not that I wasn't trying, but I was just trying to the best that I knew how, but it wasn't generating me anything, wasn't helping. So as soon as with this leads, it's really made a difference, a huge difference. So yeah.
hearing that. It is so rewarding. I do want to thank you. I don't even know if this will be in the recording, but that's so rewarding. Like, thank you so much. It's beautiful to hear, and it makes all the sense in the world for me to be here, right? So thank you for that.
Well, everybody needs to do something in a job that is rewarding, or you're doing something that makes you feel like you've helped somebody, right? Like same with like nursing or real estate. I love it when, something ends at the end of my job and they're happy with the job that I've done, right? So that's what makes it all worth it.
So after this beautiful session of makes it all worth it, two last questions for you.
Yes.
So I already kind of brought this up, but I want to focalize on it for one sec. There's two last ones. One would be, what was your biggest fear? I know you kind of said a few things. So, what was your biggest fear before saying, okay, send the paperwork over, here's my credit card?
Before that was just not doing well, like not just being this bottom person that no one knows and not making any money. And oh my God, am I going to have to get a new career?
And
I think
right,
that's my
it was
fear.
like what was going on in your life. And then when you encountered Mescula, what was the biggest fear? Like should I sign up or not?
Yeah, there was that. And then, of course, I'm Canadian prices and it's American. So, then the cost price got up there too. And then I was like, oh, I feel sick. I'm not making any money, but I'm spending money. But then I'm like, okay, but sometimes you need to spend in order to make money. So I was like, I just got to do it. It's 2024. Just do it. And if worse comes to worse, you pay that off one day. And then at least you've tried. So definitely that was that worry. I wasn't sure how it was going to be. Um, and then I got excited about it when I started seeing everything. And I thought, no, this could possibly potentially be something really good. And then the ads came out and I was panicked about the ads because to me, I felt like they were misleading. They're misleading. Somehow they were misleading people because of some comments that I was getting. It wasn't misleading to everybody, but I was getting a lot of traction, a lot of leads coming in. And I was like, I didn't even know what to do with them all. It was like 20 in one day. And, some of them were not interested in the phone call. They just thought this was just going to be an automatic. They're just going to get a number shot at them. So then I was like, because I live in a small town, people know me. Oh my God, how is this going to affect my character? What are people going to think? I'm doing this like kind of not so great advertisement. Anyways, we kept going and I did get some leads out of those advertisements. I still did. I got the fishing lodge, I got other ones. And so it's just been and now in my head I think, well, I don't really care. This is me helping people. If they want to think that I'm being misleading, let them, but that's not really what they're going to get. So they're just going to miss out on who I am and the services that I'd be able to provide them. So those people that are like that, maybe I don't want to work with anyway. So I've just changed my train of thought and now I don't get the anxiety
I freaking
at
love
all.
I think that's one of the biggest wins I've heard. Like it's such a huge win. Of course, all those listings you're getting, but this is such a huge win because this is going to accompany you not only now, not only these with these listings, it's going to accompany you for the rest of your business life and personal life. It's beautiful. I really love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's definitely helped, like I said. And that's why the coaching calls with you has been the biggest thing for me because without that, if I had the opportunity to shut down that ad system, I would have when I was panicking. I would have just like shut it down. But I didn't. I had to wait to talk to you. And then you talked me off the ledge and you gave me some, good resources. And then I started reading that book. And, you just talked to me and calmed me down. And I was like, shit, she's calmed me down. I'm feeling okay now that I've got off the phone. But is this gonna last? But it did. I was like, no, you gotta just do what you've paid for this. Do what she's telling you. You have to listen to what she's telling you to do. So it's obviously working for people. Just have trust and faith in it. And that's what I did. So
thank you for trusting that me, the process, the program, everything. And my last question, I promised there was only two. So my last question is look at, I don't know, maybe you can think of yourself back in the day, back in December, January, whenever you were thinking of signing up. What would you say to any other agents out there that are debating on whether they want to venture down this path, whether they, this would be good for their business? So from your own experience, what would you say to anyone that is out there looking at this as a possibility, just like you were?
I would say you're obviously looking at it as a possibility because you're struggling in your business right now, or you're feeling like something's missing, or you're not getting enough business. And so just the fact that you're even looking, you should take that opportunity, especially with Muscula. I can't say that for any other companies because I don't know how they work, but 100% with Muscula, I would recommend to any of my close friends.
I love that. Thank you. And I don't even want this interview to end, but we've got, so
I can be
Hayley,
your spokesperson if you want, but honestly, you wouldn't have wanted me to be a couple weeks ago. I was like, turn it off, I'm scared. But now it's good. And I mean, I even, I tell my husband all the time, I can't believe this. This is actually working. He's like, that's awesome. Like, how many more leads? I said, well, I got a few more phone calls this week too. Like, this wouldn't have happened over just my social media, Facebook, Instagram, because those are just your followers, right? You can post as many reels as you want, and but it's not targeting and reaching everyone. So, and that's what you need. There's, big populations out there, and there's a lot of realtors out there, and there's a lot of brokerages. So if you can have that special advertisement just for you, it is so worth the money.
yeah,
And it's educational too. It's not just you're paying for an advertisement. It's also educational too. So
I think I want to say this thing to wrap up our interview. I know one of our visions here at Muscula is actually to help anyone who becomes our partner accomplish their long-term goals. And I think that includes so much. It includes the education, it includes the leads, but it's not just, come and get leads. It's let's grow. Let's get to
yeah.
together.
And I didn't really understand that when I first had my very first interview with the fellow who kind of says, okay, yeah, you'd be a good fit for Muscula. He said, and do you see further, needing further help and developing to make your business bigger and help you? And I'm thinking, no, I'm not going to need any of that. And then all of a sudden I'm asking you, I might actually need to have somebody to help me with my leads and phone calls and follow-ups. And then I'm thinking, shoot, I really did not see this coming, that I would actually possibly need a bit of an assistant to help me with the amount of leads I was getting. Did not see that. I was like, yeah. So anyways, that was interesting.
Surprise. But yeah, look, we've definitely come to an end. Everything you've shared, I truly value and hold dearly closely, and I appreciate it. And that was Hayley Villainous for everyone. That is just Hayley's experience with Escula. We truly encourage you to check out all of our other videos, check out Hayley's success, check her out on social media as well. Hayley Villainous. And yeah, that's a wrap for us. Thanks for joining us on another Spotlight interview.